Yes, good morning to one and all. Today we'll discuss about that structures in C language. Yes, structures in C language. So, before this one starting structures, already you know the definition of array. So, what it is the array? Array is nothing but the collection of similar data type elements. So you can store them more than one same values in a single variable. That is called as an array, right? So you can store it more than one same value in a single variable. The first value is already you know that the first value is assigned at 0 location, last value is at size minus 1 location. So the contiguous memory allocation is there in this one arrays. Similarly, but sometimes we want to store the different data type values, but in arrays we can store the only similar data type values, but sometimes it may be to store different type of values in the single variable. So how it is possible in C language? That is possible by using this structures. So structures is also the similar to arrays, but little bit of difference is there. So what is the difference? In arrays we can store similar, while in structure you can store, it means you can store different dissimilar values in the single variable. That single variable, whenever you want to store the different, so you have to define with the structure in C. So finally, what is the meaning of structure? Means collection of dissimilar data types is called as the structure. It's very simple thing. So what is the structure? Means collection of dissimilar data type. So we can say we can store more than one different type of values in the single variable. That is single variable is called as the structure variables. So structure is the user defined data type. It is also, so in this variable we can store different values, right? While in arrays we can store similar values. It is almost similar to the what is that? Arrays, right? So structure is a user defined data type in C, which allows to combine different data types to store a particular type of record, right? So it is somewhat similar to an array. The only the difference is that array is used to store collection of similar data type, while structure can store collection of any type of data. It means you can store different data type values, dissimilar, right? So but both arrays and structures both are called are user defined data types only. Either array or structure, both are what are that? User defined. So you can define, okay na? So it which allows to combine different values only, right? So see this one simple example where we can use this structure. Means some situation, suppose you want to store the information about a book, or information about a student, or information about a employee, or information about something. So that the information about employee, student, something is having the different types of characters. So different characters will have the different data types values. It's not having all the characters are only one type of values. Suppose you can take that a book, you want to store the information about a book. What we have about that book? Some information is in numbers, some information is in character, some information is in real. So example, the book information name, so name will be generally is there in characters. Pages will be in integer. Price, it may be real. So that three values you want to store in a one variable. So for this type of situations it's useful. So in real time it's very useful structures. because we can store different type values like the situation. So name of the book, title of the book, subject of the book, book id, number of pages, cost of the book, like that any type. So one character, these are characters of the book now. So these characters will have the different type of values. That if you want to store in the one variable, how it is possible? That is possible by using this structure only. So in real time it's very very useful. Yes, I will give that another one example also. Right, so in the one program, in one variable you want to store about that employee. So employee, about that employee you want to store means employee will have the different types of characters: employee id, employee name, employee working department, employee salary, employee age, employee date of birth, like that. So these the characters of employee will have the different data type values in one character. So id is generally in integer, name is in character, salary may be in real, right? So age in data type, date type, different like that. So these values you want to store in one variable, then we can use this structure. So suppose you want to store record of a student also similar to. So student ID, student name, student studying course, student studying year, student studying semester, student having the marks, different types of characters we want to store in a one variable. Different values will have that. So for that purpose also we can use the student. So right, so we can use the structure. So which consists of student name, address, roll number, age, like this what I told now. Same here is the example. So you can define a structure to hold this information. Suppose you want to keep track your book information in the library. So library means book information, title, author, subject, book ID. This information you want to store. So you can store in the one variable. That variable must be defined with structure, right? So in this real time situations, these are very very useful. Once again I'm repeating again that word only, right? Yes. How to define? Right. The structure. So the variable we can hold the different values now. That variable you have to define with the keyword is struct. So totally 32 keywords are there now. So in that 32 keywords, one of the keyword is struct. By using that struct keyword, you can store the different type of values. So you want to store in yes variable of student information. Then you can take struct yes and write the values. Yes, before writing the values in the variable of struct, you have to declare the variable, right? So it's first you have to declare. So declare means if you want to store a 5 in a one variable, so before storing the value a is equal to 5, you have to write before that one int a. Same, you want to store the different values in one variable, that variable is defined by the struct, there is no problem. But before storing that values, you have to define about the declare about that variable. So how to declare? That declaration is used with this keyword struct. So struct keyword is used to define a structure. Struct defines a new data type, which is collection of different types of data we can store. But the syntax how to declare this structure is very, I'm doing this, see here, struct and write the structure name. Structure name is the optional, it's not compulsory. But if you want to have, or if you want to write more than one structures in a one program at the time, definitely you have to write that structure name. If you are taken only one structure in one program, it's not compulsory to write the name of the structure, it is optional, right? So in that struct and followed by the structure name, within that you can write the, in the flower brackets you can write the, or you can declaration of different data types. Here it means you want to store about the student now. So what information you want to store? Three information: student id, student name, student marks. Write that three informations you want to store in a yes variable. So before that you have to declare like this: struct student in the flower bracket, char name of 10, So you can take that maximum characters 10, int id, float marks, and close the flower bracket and terminated by semicolon. It is compulsory. After that only you can assign, or you can write struct s is equal some name, some roll number, some marks in the flower brackets, that we will see. But before storing, you have to declare the structure like this. So to declare, struct followed by the structure name within the flower brackets, declaration of different data types, right? So these what you are written within this one flower brackets are called as the structure members or member of the structures. So if you are written these outside the structure, then it is called as the variables. But while you are declaring the same in within that flower brackets, that is called as individually. Okay, it's variable, but when you are written that in the bracket of the structure, struct keyword is called as the member of the structure, right? So here we have one note also. So whenever you are taking the structure, it is compulsory at the end you have to terminate it by semicolon after the close brackets. The closing brackets in the structure type declaration must be followed by the semicolon. It's compulsory. It's terminated by semicolon. See the example. Yes, we are taking the student. Here is having the book. Same thing. Character book, integer price, integer pages. Right? Similar to the student what we have taken. Right. So here struct book is the name of the structure. Name, price, pages are there now. These are the variables. Similarly, you can you can call it as structure elements or elements members, right? So our structure elements are member of structures. Simply structure elements members. So here the struct book declares a structure, right? Yes, it's nothing but what it is there. Just a minute. Yes, here the struct book declares a structure to hold the details of the book, which consist of three data fields, that is namely name, price, and pages. These fields are called structure elements or members, right? So what I have told you that now. So these are also called are whatever you are written within the brackets, that variables are called are members of the structure or elements of the structure, right? Each member have different data type. Like in this case, name is the character. See that name is defined as the character, so you can store the character value in the name variable. So maximum is 15 characters. And character price, price is all there now. The price is integer value you can take, right? So and pages is also in integer you can store. So book is the name of the structure and is called the structure. Yes, declaring the structure variable, right? So this is declaration of the structure. After declaration you can declare the structure variable, right? So what you are written within the brackets, no, that are called are the members. It's not the variables. The structure variables you have to declare after the semicolon. Write struct if you want to declare the one variable for book, you want to assign some value, then after the closing bracket semicolon, then struct book b is equal in the flower brackets, write the name, page, price, and pages, right? That I am given here. See that declare structure variable. It is possible to declare variables of a structure after the structure is defined, right? After the structure only you have to define that structure variable. Structure variable declaration is similar to the declaration of variable of any other data types. It's similar to other normal data type value. Structure variable can declared in the following two ways, right? See this. I told that now. Same that example here is given. So this is the first way. Only declaration variable. After that you can see that second one. Yes, values also you can say, right? Yes, first just int a like that. Here the declaration structure variable separately. See this separate. first structure, student or book or anything, write the variables, elements, that means after closing bracket, right? I was told that now, struct book structure name s1 comma s2. So then here s1 and s2 both are called as structure variables. Name, age, roll number are members or elements of the structure. S1, S2 is called as the structure variables. Name, age, roll number are not the variables. These are the elements or members of the student structure. Don't forget it. So variables are S1 and S2. So you can store the two students information, one student information in S1 variable, another student information in S2 variable. In the two variables, you can store the first candidate one candidate name, age, roll number, and second candidate name, age, roll number in S2. That's it, right? This is the one way to write after the semicolon. So the second way how to write means this is the second. So instead of closing that brackets, it's not before the closing of semicolon, after the end bracket, you can write like this also, say S1 and S2. This is second way. Either you can write this or this, both are similar, right? Are you understanding? Either you can write this or this, both are same. Any one you can use it, right? Here the variables are declared after the semicolon, after closing bracket and semicolon. Here before the semicolon, after closing bracket, in between that directly you can write the variables. So S1 and S2 are called are the structure variables. Name, age, roll number are the elements or members of the structure, right? So whenever it is declared either for this or this, immediately totally the memory is allotted 20 for name bytes, age for 2, roll number for 2. Totally 24 bytes is created internally, right? So when you are taken a integer array, immediately taken the array size is 5, then it takes the 10 bytes, no? Similar to like that. Yes, in structures also, immediately when you are written first syntax and second syntax, both are same, immediately it creates the 24 bytes of memory space, right? Yes, are you understanding here? 24 bytes is created. Contiguous memory allocated for this also, right? In this also the contiguous memory allocation is there, right? Contiguous means continuation memory allocation, like as arrays. It's similar to arrays only. It is also contiguous memory allocation. So total how many bytes? 24 bytes. Contiguous allocation means allocation is three parts. First one is name, second part is age, third part is roll number, right? Yes, what is the name of that first one means s1 dot name. Second cell address is s1 dot age. Next one is s1 dot roll number. Similar to immediately 24 for s2 also. See that s1 for 24, s2 also 24. So s2 may be adjacent with, may or may not be adjacent with S1. It may be some location, but totally the S2 will have contiguous. Again S1 will have continuous. It may or may not be continuation of S1 S2. It may, it's not compulsory. But yes, when it starts the S1 continuously in somewhere, so S2 also will continue somewhere. It is not adjacent. It's not compulsory to adjacent it, right? Yes. So S1 and S2. So how to access, or what are the names of that arrays structures in the memory means. So s1 dot name, some name, s1 dot age, second address is next address s1 dot roll number. Same s2 for s2 dot name, s2 dot age, s2 dot roll number, like that. Yes, that is the memory name of the cell. By using that you can access, right? So if you want to access the name of the S1, then you can take that S1 dot name. S1 is the structure variable, name is the element. Dot, the left hand side of the dot is always write the structure variable. Right hand side of the dot always write the element or member of the structure only. That I am written here. See, structure members can be accessed and assigned values number of ways. Structure member has no meaning independently, right? It's not having any meaning. In order to assign a value a structure, the member name must be linked with the structure variable using dot. That I am told that no, the left hand side of the dot operator always write the variable name structure, right hand side must be write the element of the variable, right? So period or dot, the class member access operator, that dot is called as the member access operator of the structure. So dot is also a operator in C language, which is called as member access operator, right? Here I given that same example. See this b1, we have taken that book, b1 b2 are the variables now. So in that one you want to access that price, then you can write b1 dot price, right? So same thing like that, you want to assign some value in b1 pages, then you can write b1 dot pages is equal to write some pages, some 20 or 30. The left hand side, see that but dot is the operator, the left hand side is the structure variable, right hand side is the member of the structure only. Yes, see that, that is there in this one. See this, b1 is the variable of book type and price is the member of the book, right? So you want to access simply, or if you want to store that name price through the keyword, then you can use the scanf, already you know that. So if you want to store directly in the program, you can use that first one. You want to store through the keyword, you can use through the keyboard, you can use this scanf. Because of scanf is already you know that it is the input function, right? Yes, scanf percentage yes b1 dot name, scanf percentage d ampersand b1 dot price, right? Price also you can assign, right? So name percentage yes, okay na. So when you are taking the name, don't write the address operator, already you know that. So for integers and characters, for integers and floats, you can take the assignment address operator, that already you know that, right? So this is the way to assigning, either directly or through keyboard, right? Yes. Structures initialization, right? Yes, how to initialize directly also you can write. See this structure, patient, float, height, integer weight, integer age, then you want to assign in p1. P1 is the variable of patient structure, directly you can assign like this 180.75 73 comma 23. So whatever you are written like this, immediately memory, in memory 180.75 is there, no, that is assigned in b1 dot height, automatically the compiler will assign in the memory. 73 is assigned in b1 dot weight, so 23 is assigned in b1 dot pages, right? See that is given in the second highlighted, black highlighted, no, initialization. Yes, see that p1 dot height, p1 dot weight, p1 dot age, this internally the memory is created. Yes, okay, are you understanding? Yes, this is the structure initialization, okay. Yes, this is the way to write the structures, right? If you want to see this array of structure, yes, what is array of structure means here, see this. Right, array is collection of similar data type element, structure is collection of dissimilar data type elements. Array of structure means, so if you want to take the, if you want to store the, here I will give that example. Here is the student is there now. How many students are there here? 2 members are there. You want to store the 10 members of the students information, then you can write s1 s2 s3 s4 like that s10. So it is unnecessary waste of time to taking that number of variables. So you can take one variable of structure, that each and one variable you have to store the different students, means you want to store the 10 students, instead of taking that s1 s2 s10, Just you can take s in the square brackets 10 simply. S in the square bracket 10 means, so when you are followed by the square bracket, it is array. But S is the structure, no? So that is concept is known as array of structures. So what is finally what I'm telling here is the array of structures means defining a structure variable as an array is called as array of structure. Right? Struct employee 5 is there, no? In employee, each employee will have the different character. Total how many number of employees? 5 employees. So in one employee, first employee, all the characters are stored in emp 0 dot, suppose name, emp 0 dot age, emp 0 dot salary, like that. Second employee information is assigned in e1 dot name, e1 dot age, e1 dot salary. Third employee information a2, like that. Last employee information emp 4 of name, 4 of salary, 4 of emp 4 of age, like that. So we can also declare an array of structure. Each element of the array represented as the structure variable. Defining a structure variable as an array is called as array of structure. See this, the excellent advantage. So actually structure is the advantage, array of structure is more advantage. In structure only one variable you can store the different, like that different type of variables values we can store in the one array. That is called as array of structure. But see this, so before I was told that now s1 s2, s1 may be adjacent to s1, may or may not be adjacent to s2. But while you are taking this array of structure, definitely each and every of array of structure variable is adjacent to another one. Means here e of emp of here is example emp is 5 now. So emp of 0 3 information immediately continuation with second employee information adjacent to that only. Next third one is also adjacent to second, fourth one is also adjacent to third, like that contiguous. So suppose you are defined the 5 different variable like e1 e2 if it may or may not be adjacent to each other. It's not compulsory, but while you are defining the array of structure, compulsory all the structure variables are adjacent to each and every one. That is very very important, right? So are you understanding? It's very very important of structure. Structure is mostly important, but array of structure is also more very most important, right? Is it clear? Right, see this one program is also there here. Hash include std.h, include conio.h, employee information is there, ename s1. So you are taken that 5 employees information, you are saved that 5 employees information through the keyboard and printed that, storing and printing simply by taking one function, right? So after this you will get that output. First it asks the employee name, totally it asks the 5 employees names and salaries. After taking that 5 employees names and salaries, then you will get that prints. So the input values are taken in ask function, the output values is again getting that ask function only, right? So this is the simple array of structure. So here array of structure variable is emp5. So in this program you can read 5 employees information and display that 5 employees information on the keyboard, right? So it's very easy program, right? Now I will give the time to take this. In next class we will continue this another one, nested structures. Nested means one structure is having another structure, that we will see in the next class. And functions, how to pass the structure variable into function, right? One by one, just wait, I will show one by one. Yes, this is first one, structures. Yes, this is the definition slide of the structure. Yes, example of structure, how to define the structure, what is the syntax of the structure, example of the structure of book example. declaring structure variable. How to declare that structure variables? So there are two ways now. So this is first way. Yes, take this one, and this is one second one. Two ways are there. Yes, accessing means by using the member access operator. Left hand side is the variable, right hand side is the member. Yes, this is example. So the initialization of structure, array of structure. Defining structure variable as an array is called as array of structure. Example. This will be the last slide. In next class we will continue that. Okay, so now thank you. Now I will stop here.